one-year loan deal. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. First, the national news. The President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu Hassan, has revoked the appointments of the District Commissioner of Morogoro, Bakari Msulwa, and the Executive Director, Sheila Lukuba, following an incident involving the use of city militia to remove petty traders from the old bus terminal in Morogoro. President Samia Suluhu Hassan announced the decision when addressing youth from Mwanza and neighboring regions at Nyamagana ground on the third and final day of our official tour in the region.
We insist upon municipal councils to set aside special areas easily accessible so that these young people can conduct their business without bother. I saw in Morogoro 2 days ago youths and small business operators who had an area set aside for them far from where customers could reach them. And because they were not able to sell, they went back to the area they had been removed from. And I saw guards beating them and destroying their merchandise. I was very saddened by that incident. Let me say this, the district commissioner and the manager in charge of that area no longer have a job, because there is a better way. They could have spoken with them and removed them safely.
Addressing the youth, President Samia Suluhu Hassan also urged them not to engage in the use of narcotics and called on them to look for opportunities in irrigation farming. The meeting was also attended by various government ministers.
Miradi mikubwa ya kimkakati ambayo inatoa ajira nyingi ni kama ilivyosemwa hapa: ujenzi wa reli, bwawa la kufua umeme, barabara, miradi ya madaraja ambayo iko nchi nzima. Yanapishana tu kwa ukubwa. Miradi hiyo yote hutoa ajira. Tuliagiza vijana wajitokeze na vijana takriban 1000.
We asked for the youth to come forward, and at least 64,000 did, and already 14,000 have started training. As per your directive, we commend you.
Ninachoweza kuambia vijana wajitume. Tunajua shida ya ajira ipo, ajira kwa vijana wanalalamika, lakini vijana wajitume, wasichague kazi.
Mambo machache ambayo naweza nikamwomba rais wetu, pamoja na kazi kubwa anayoifanya, tulitamani sana kwenye mkoa wetu wa Mwanza, hususan kwenye jiji la Mwanza. Tumebahatika kupata kiwanja kizuri cha mpira. Hichi ni kiwanja kizuri ambapo tunafanyia mkutano huu hapa, lakini tulikuwa tunatamani mama, kama itampendeza, tuweze kujengewa viti vizuri vya mashabiki kuweza kukaa kwa ajili ya kuweza kuongeza hamasa ya michezo.
Members of Parliament have continued to debate the central government budget estimates for the 2021-2022 financial year, where some called on the government not to hinder the private sector by allowing its institutions to implement activities that can be done by the sector, while others called on the government to also advertise with private media instead of state media only.
Sekta binafsi ndo sekta ambayo inaajiri watu wengi.
Private sector is leading in creating employment. If the government is intending to do everything, then forget about taxes. Because if it is advertisements, private media companies are not given advertisements. All advertisements are taken to public media that many people do not follow much on. When fishermen take fish at processing factory, production costs are very high.
Samaki ambazo mvuvi anazipeleka kwenye kiwanda.
As the government, why shouldn't we reduce company tax from 30% to 25%? Now, residents who travel along Kibirizi Road towards Kibirizi Port in Kigoma town have asked the government to take immediate measures to repair the road, which has continued to deteriorate due to water from Lake Tanganyika, whose levels have continued to rise near the bridge, endangering the lives of people transporting cargo to the Democratic Republic of Congo and Burundi. This road is very important. It links not only us and neighboring regions, but even to other countries. We're calling on the government to do something in order to put it in good condition and even rescue disasters from happening. Honestly, the condition of the bridge is very bad. As a party, we're calling on immediate efforts from TARURA to start by installing road signs so that drivers will be more careful. We have already received funds to renovate the bridge, where by next week construction activities will begin. Members from the Council of Representatives have continued to analyze the budget of Zanzibar, with many contributing to issues concerning various laws, taxes and the blue economy.
Keep our city clean and safe is a new Zanzibar and the type of city we want. We've advised our government and we are certain that it listens. They give different promises in different areas, but also in different phases. This year we're buying one ship and it raises doubts because what is going to be generated by the ship doesn't reflect our expectations.
President Samia Suluhu Hassan has witnessed the signing of 5 agreements worth 400 billion shillings for construction and rehabilitation of cargo and passenger vessels, which will provide services on the Indian Ocean, Lake Victoria and Tanganyika, whereby she said the government will continue to construct infrastructure that will make Mwanza a trade hub for countries in the Great Lake regions.
Today we've witnessed the signing of additional 5 projects, 5 ships that will operate in Lake Victoria and Tanganyika, but there is a ship that will operate in the Indian Ocean. Working with the ministry, we will make sure projects signed today are completed as intended. These contracts also include a contract to construct a new ship in the Indian Ocean, targeting the Comoro market and growing from operating in the Great Lakes and moving to the main ocean. This has opened the economy of Kigoma. 2 new ships that will be signed here in Kigoma will be the first time for Kigoma to have a new ship. This is a great gift to the people of Kigoma and Katavi.
The Minister of Industry and Trade, Professor Kitila Mkumbo, has said challenges facing the private sector, particularly industries, are being addressed so as that investors can continue to be more productive in a conducive environment. Minister Mkumbo made the remarks after inspecting preparations for the 45th Dar es Salaam International Trade Fair.
There was a challenge regarding an area for expansion. We've spoken to TRA and see if they can be given an area. So these are some of the things we are addressing. But also for this factory to export its products to Kenya without restrictions. I've insisted upon TANTRADE to make sure that preparation is completed by the 25th so that when we begin, everything is ready. There will be a special booth for Tanzania for products only made in Tanzania and services, but also a booth for agricultural products and another for minerals.
Tunashirikiana na Wizara ya Kilimo, tunashirikiana na Wizara ya Madini na Tume ya Madini, lakini wajasiriamali wadogo na viwanda vidogo.
The U.S. government has said that it is ready to cooperate with Tanzania in trade, investment and diplomatic relations, with many companies which had left due to various reasons now showing interest in returning to invest in the country. This was revealed in Dodoma by the U.S. Ambassador in Tanzania, Donald Wright, after talks with the Minister of Foreign Affairs and East Africa Cooperation, Ambassador Liberata Mulamula.
With Minister Mulla, we talked about areas of mutual concern. Certainly my role here in Tanzania is to strengthen the bilateral relationship that has a long history. We consider Tanzania to be a strong partner, a strong friend, and I want to make those bonds even stronger.
They have a plan that will grow the economy, like in agricultural produce. So I informed him that Tanzania is eligible and we can benefit from that and export produce without paying tax.
And that is the end of national news. International news follows next. Welcome back, and in international news. A month after Kenya reported a new coronavirus strain known as Delta from India in Kisumu, the Ministry of Health has said the variant has continued to spread rapidly in western parts of the country bordering Uganda. These developments come as Kenya confirms 175,681 coronavirus cases.
The COVID situation in the country is still quite volatile, and we are reporting more cases, especially from the western belt of the country. Predominantly the Delta variant, which is of concern because this variant is more transmissible and probably also leads to a most serious illness of COVID-19. So we have had meetings with the Lake Region Economic Bloc leadership, and we are sharing the data, and what is emerging is that the variant is now predominantly the one that is driving this phase of the pandemic, and we are appealing to Kenyans to exercise the measures that were put in place before, ensure that they avoid crowded places, they wear their mask properly, especially during these difficult times, and of course wash hands and sanitize. There's a risk that the healthcare system in the western region is really getting stretched, and if it buckles, then we are likely to lose many people. Yet our destiny is in our hands by simply practicing these measures that can still stem the tide in the rise of the transmission of the cases.
Uganda has run out of COVID-19 vaccines and oxygen as the country grapples with another wave of the pandemic. Here's more on the report.
People go and delay in other health facilities.
Patients are delayed in other hospitals, and when they get here, some are in need of oxygen, which is hard for a patient with a 30% and less oxygen.
Some residents living near the volcanic Mount Nyiragongo in the Democratic Republic of Congo, whose houses were destroyed after the mountain erupted on 22nd of May this year, have continued to live in hardship as they have not received any essential support from the government.
Naromba Presida atusaidie, atujengeye, atupatie chakula na mangu.
We are calling on the president to help us with shelter, food and clothes because we have lost everything when the tragedy happened. Elders are suffering. We are suffering because we don't have essential needs, although we do receive aid, but it is not enough in regard to the number of people here. And that is the end of international news. Business news follows next after the break.
Tune in to Business Edition and meet business leaders and experts who keep you informed on business and economic developments taking place in the country, such as tourism, construction, energy, transport, mining, agriculture, communication, banking, real estate, and more. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m. only on Capital Television.
Welcome back, and in business news tonight. A total of 11,994,999,000 shillings have been paid to sesame farmers in Kilwa District, Mtama and Lindi District Councils by the Lindi Mwambao Cooperative Union after the farmers sold their harvest in the second auction.
Kwanza tuliuza tani 1370 na kilo 697.
The system of Kilwalindi is different from other cooperative unions. Distribution of money was done directly to specified AMCOS groups, where in some groups there were many cases of fraud because many groups have no professional capacity of preparing payments.
Niwasihi viongozi wa vyama vya msingi kuhakikisha kwamba katika tunapokuwa tunafanya mnada mfano.
In the first auction we sold 1,370 tons, where at the auction 5 buyers managed to bid at higher prices with a total of over 3 billion shillings collected.
Kuhakiki majina endapo yatakuwa na dosari na kurekebishwa mapema.
Mobile phone company Tigo has launched a 90 days campaign called Asubuhi, which will enable customers who purchase daily, weekly and monthly recharge bundles get free airtime when making Tigo to Tigo calls between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m.
Muda muhimu zaidi wa siku ambao ni
Every Tigo customer who will purchase any services will get a bonus of either airtime or megabytes that will be used from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Chote kile ambacho atanunua basi atapata bonus ya muda wa maongezi.
And octopus fishermen have been warned against violating fishing laws in Mtwara district as this has continued to decline in octopus numbers, a situation that has led to loss in domestic as well as foreign revenue.
Kwa sababu kama nilivyozungumzia kwa
right now people are many, causing the demand to be high. Although there are laws that we must abide to in order to preserve marine species, but unfortunately some fishermen end up breaking them due to the demand. In Mtwara, at Mnomo, Msangamku and Mgau are places where we harvest a lot of octopus. But if you go to Mgau, there is low fishing of octopus comparing to other areas. And that is the end of business news. Sports news follows next.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose to Lendl.
Welcome back, and in sports news. Yanga Sports Club are said to have completed the signing of Kaizer Chiefs forward Lazarus Kambole on a 1-year loan deal. Here's more on the story.
The Zambian forward has struggled to cement his place at Amakosi, and with new signings expected, his playing time will be further limited. It is for this reason the PSL heavyweights have accepted to let the forward leave, albeit on loan. Recently, the investment director of GSM, Yanga's partners Hersi Said, had plans of completing the talks with Chiefs over Kambole's transfer. A few days ago, Said was in Congo, where he negotiated Juma Shaban's transfer from AS Vita to Yanga and was set to travel south to meet Amakosi officials for talks over the Zambian star.
Azam FC have revealed their decision to sign defender Edward Manyama from mainland Premier League side Ruvu Shooting. Here are more details. Moving on, CAF has announced the abandoned Africa Cup of Nations qualification encounter between Sierra Leone and Benin Republic will now take place on Tuesday, June 15th. Here's more on the story.
The Group L fixtures rescheduled for June 14th at General Lansana Conte Stadium in Conakry did not take place amid another COVID-19 storm. While the Leon Stars were warming up for the make or break encounter, news emanated that 6 of the host players, namely Ibrahim Sese, Francis Koroma, Augustus Kargbo, Idris Kanu, Alunsin Koroma and Kasim Sima Toure tested positive for the virus. And as a result of that, John Kista's men refused to go on with the encounter as they probed the timing and reliability of the COVID-19 tests. After several hours of delays, the crunch tie was postponed.
Spain defender Aymeric Laporte has leaped to the defense of teammate Alvaro Morata, backing the striker to provide the goals the team needs going forward. Here's more.
Morata had a tough day in front of net, as did the rest of Spain, as La Roja settled for a 0-0 draw with Sweden in a game that saw them set possession records. Despite the fact that the team was booed by the home crowd in Seville for their lack of composure in front of goal, Laporte says that Morata will shut everyone up in the coming days and weeks. Laporte's comments were echoed by manager Luis Enrique, who said he believes Morata was simply unlucky.
Germany goalkeeper Manuel Neuer says his team doesn't feel like they are underdogs as they prepare to do battle with the reigning world champions France. Here's more on the story.
Stage opener is a battle between the last 2 World Cup winners, with many seeing France in particular as a team favored to win the Euros this summer. But Neuer believes Germany are a team worth backing too, as he believes tonight's game should be fairly even. One potential boost for Germany could be the involvement of Leon Goretzka, who is expected to miss out on the opening fixture. The Bayern Munich midfielder has been dealing with a muscle injury since May, but manager Joachim Löw says Goretzka could in fact feature.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin for tonight. My name is Khadija Zimbo. Thank you for watching and good night.
You can watch Capital News live on our social media accounts, YouTube, Capital